Hey everyone, Shabby Gamer here, and welcome back to our next episode of the SWE Universe Mode. We are here with our first episode of my brand Throwdown, and it's going to be a good. It's going to be a good. That's a good. It's going to be a great show. We're here in Sacramento, and we're kicking things off with a huge match. And here is this first match. Like I said, we are starting things off with a huge bang here, and a #1 contendership match for the Throwdown Championship. Curt Angle takes on Shinsuke Nakamura. And the winner will go on to face off against CM Punk at our first Throwdown pay-per-view. Did I pick this arena? Huh. To be honest, I don't remember picking this arena. Okay, we got it. I quite like it, actually. It's not bad. It's a little bit out there. I think it's the ECW One Night Stand arena, isn't it? Apart from, obviously, we've got the whole thing. Have I buggered this up? No, I haven't. Okay, no. So I thought I might have messed this up then, but I haven't. No, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. I thought I might have double-booked Angle tonight, but I haven't. We've got some amazing matches for you this evening. I think I have definitely going to take the moniker of best opening show. I can feel it. The card we've got set for you this evening is incredible. We're starting things off with this match. Next up, we have for you Kairi Sane taking on Peyton Royce. We're going to have 2 tag team matches this evening, and the winners of both those tag team matches will face off against each other next week for the right to go on and face off against Gorillas of Destiny at the pay-per-view. And we're also going to have Matt Riddle making his debut. It's amazing, right? The game's only been out for a couple of weeks, and we've got a much better Matt Riddle than what we had in 2K17 already. So he's been making his debut here this evening. He's going to be taking on Curt Hawkins. We're also going to see Keith Lee versus Jeff Cobb. Now, that's a match I'm really looking forward to. And again, 2 pretty good calls, actually, for this early on in the game. And our main event is going to be an 8-man over-the-top rope battle royal. The winner of that one will go on to face off against Mr. Perfect in a couple of weeks' time at our first pay-per-view. That is going to be Jinder Mahal, the Great Khali, the Iron Sheik Rusev, Hulk Hogan, John Cena, Dolph Ziggler, and Lex Luger. So a big match. Big match. And yeah, the 2 tag team matches, we're going to see American Alpha taking on the Singh brothers. And we're also going to see the Authors of Pain versus TM61. So it's going to be really good. I'm really looking forward to tonight's show. Like I said, I think I'm definitely going to steal the week, I think. Mayhem was good, Octane was good, but Throwdown for me could really just tip us over the edge. This could really lift us up to new heights here in SWE. And of course, if you are enjoying it, please let me know in the comment section down below, and of course by hitting that like button as well. And I want to know from you guys, what do you think of the cards? Who do you think's currently in the lead? Who do you think got the best roster from the draft? Let me know. And of course, I do reply to all the comments. It might take me a week or so sometimes, but I do try and reply to every single comment. I pride myself on keeping up with you guys. It's becoming more and more difficult, I must admit, because you guys are getting more and more involved. And that's absolutely great, but yeah, it gets more difficult. More comments to get through, but I will get through them, I promise you. Looking forward to this one. This is a dream match for me, this one, actually. 2 very distinct styles, but 2 fantastic wrestlers that could link up very well together. And I wonder, I don't think it has ever happened. I just thought of like odd opportunities, because I know New Japan had a bit of a run with TNA, didn't they? Late 2000s, where was it TNA? It was, yeah, New Japan, wasn't it? That was before New Japan really stepped it up to the quality. I think New Japan's always been good. Don't get me wrong, but the last few years, I feel like they've really stepped it up even higher. So yeah, I'm really enjoying it. I just wonder if there was a slight opportunity during that little bit of time where Angle may have faced Nakamura. I don't think he did. I can always Google it, can't I? I wonder if I Google Curt Angle versus Nakamura, what happens. Curt Angle versus Shins. Oh my god. It does come up on the Google searches. It did happen. I thought there was a chance. It happened in the 17th of February 2008. Yeah. The IWGP Heavyweight Championship match. Okay, it's a bloody hell. It's on YouTube. I suggest you guys go and check it out, to be honest, but it's a 45-minute long match. Yeah, it was when Angle was in TNA, because Jeff Jarrett's there at ringside with Angle, yeah. So this match, I thought there was a chance this match had happened during that run. So yeah, it was when Angle was part of TNA, and TNA did a joint... were they going over for Wrestle Kingdom? I think they did it for a few years. They went over to Wrestle Kingdom, didn't they? I must admit, it's not the best quality video, but I bet it's good enough to get a gist of what's happening. It's quite... Kurt Angle versus Shinsuke Nakamura, wow. So it has happened once in the past. Well, we're going to kick into that one more time. I had a bit of a glitchy issue last time. I do not want anything to ruin this match, because this could possibly be one of the best matches we have in this entire season of SWE. So I do not want it spoiled by dodginess. Dodginess, that's the word. Dodginess. Right, so Nakamura versus Kurt Angle. Now, I can't remember when I said this, but I was searching. I think it was during the entrance, so it doesn't matter. So, yeah, this match has happened once before. It happened back in New Japan, back in 2008. And it was about a 45-minute match. So this, I hope it, well, it's not be 45 minutes here, is it? But I'm hoping for something good at least. Yeah, very weird glitches happen in this game still. It's still quite new, so we're still expecting patches over the next few weeks, which I really need, because I've had some problems with quite a few things. Created wrestlers are still a bit of an issue for some reason. Kurt Angle there, nice backdrop on Shinsuke Nakamura. Now bringing Nakamura back up to his feet. There's the front chancery. Angle taking Nakamura up into a shin breaker. Just damaging that leg. Of course, the ankle lock doesn't affect the shin, but you never know. It could be a bit of extra pressure. Nakamura with a right hand on Angle now on the apron, dropping him into a backdrop, and that part of the apron there is the hardest part of the ring. It is not a very nice place to be dropped on. And Angle, with his history of neck problems, it might not be very good for him at all. Angle then slamming the head of Nakamura off of the apron. Nakamura coming back. Oh, nice running SDO. Both guys back in the ring now. Angle turning Nakamura around into that Saito suplex. Angle now bringing Nakamura up with a big knee in the face. Angle sending Nakamura over the top. Nakamura holds onto the top rope there, and Angle's building himself up for something. He's going to suplex him back in the hard way. He does. Big suplex there by Kurt Angle. Nakamura is grounded. Which one of these two guys will go on to face off against CM Punk at 2 weeks' time in our first pay-per-view for Throwdown? Of course, we've got the Mayhem pay-per-view coming up for you first. Ace Crusher attempt there by Kurt Angle, pushed away by Nakamura. Now Nakamura taking Angle up on the shoulders. That sit-out Death Valley driver, hook in the leg, one. Ooh, only a 1 count. Wow, Angle not even allowing himself the extra split second there to get a bit of a rest. Angle with the right hand in the gut of Nakamura. Now gets around the back into the German suplex, holds it. There's a second German suplex. And a trifecta of German suplexes. Kurt Angle, the man who built Suplex City. Oh, just slapping Shinsuke Nakamura in the face. Big uppercut there by Nakamura, and Angle catches him straight away into a belly-to-belly suplex. Kurt Angle really showing some immense skill here this evening. Angle now bringing Nakamura back up, but Nakamura taking Angle down. Could Angle turn this one back around in his favour? Nakamura now bringing Angle back up to standing base. There it is, right hand, and catches him into that regal plex. Wow. Now I'm a little bit confused now. This always happens when I have a glitch. I can forget when I mention stuff. So we will talk about the matches again throughout the evening. I think I did get all the matches in before the match started, didn't I? I told you all the matches that were going to be on tonight, but yeah, I hope I did. Because say, if I missed it, we'll probably talk about it again later on anyway. That's the annoying thing. When there's a glitch and you have to re-record a match, you sit there thinking to yourself, did I say about that? Did I talk about that? And I can't remember when I spoke about certain things, whether before or after I've cut the recording. I've got no idea. Angle now rolling Nakamura around. Stamp on the spine of Nakamura as well. Angle brings him back up to a kneeling base. A right hand and then just slapping Nakamura around the face as well. I'm quite sure slapping Nakamura is going to get you very far. Well, Angle just grapevine the legs around the waist of Nakamura. Clever maneuver here because you're weakening the midriff of Nakamura while having a chance to sit down and have a bit of a rest yourself. So just get you some of that energy back, ready for that running belly-to-belly suplex. I'm liking Angle on this new game. I really am. His moveset is just so fun. And I can't wait to do Angle versus Lesnar at some point. That's going to be a dream match. We'll probably do some sort of dream card at some point. Nakamura. Oh, Angle drops away from Nakamura. Now Angle stalking Nakamura. Catches him into the Angle Slam. What a rotation on that Angle Slam. There's the pin. 1, 2, and 3. And Kurt Angle is going on to face off against CM Punk at our very first Throwdown pay-per-view for the Throwdown Championship. Nice. I'm liking Angle on this game. I really am. The suplexes and everything about him is just so cool. And Nakamura is pretty good in this match himself. That Regal Plex. But Angle just always seemed to have the answer to whatever Nakamura threw at him. And eventually, it wasn't a dragon screw. I could have timed that so well there for a second, couldn't I? Eventually, he was able to pull off the Angle Slam for the 3 count. There it is. Boom. And if he hits that on CM Punk in a couple of weeks' time, we could have a brand new Throwdown champion. But there we go. Kurt Angle victorious. Good start to the show. Good start to Throwdown. And I'm looking forward to the amazing matches we have left for you here this evening. It's going to be a good one. I can feel it in my bones. It's going to be a great night. You suck. You suck. You suck. You suck. And here is our second match of the evening. It is going to be a women's match. It's going to be Kairi Sane, or Kairi Sane, taking on Peyton Royce. So I know it's Kairi Sane. The problem is that there's a footballer in the UK. If you're from the UK, you'll probably know what I'm on about. There's a footballer who plays for Manchester City, and he is his name is spelt the same way, but it's pronounced Sane. So I'm just so used to saying that. Whereas actually in WWE she's called Kairi Sane. I prefer Sane to be honest, but you know it is what it is, isn't it? It is what it is. I think this is a pretty good Kairi Sane. It's the most downloaded core on the PlayStation at the moment is Kairi Sane. Which is pretty insane when you think about it. You've got CM Punk, you've got all these other people that normally get all the downloads. You've got Punk, you've got Hogan, all those sort of people. And it's Kairi Sane who's #1. It shows just how much she has really taken everyone by storm across all of WWE. I'm looking forward to this one as well. Our first look at Peyton Royce and Billie Kay as well. Now, they don't start the game as a stable, which is a bit weird. I thought they would do, but I don't know if the Bella Twins on there. I think the Bella Twins are on there. So here we have Peyton Royce with Billie Kay. Be interesting to see what sort of force these two can become together. I'm thinking that having these two as a team, which was one of the reasons why I picked them, having them as a team could really be effective for us, because they could really get over as a heel run, maybe fight out for the championship with one of them helping the other one out, and that's sort of what I want to see here. And on paper, you think that Kairi Sane would have a massive advantage here. She is the stronger of the two on paper, but like I said, with the Billie Kay factor at ringside, this really could go either way, to be honest. I'm just going to mark down, I forgot to mark down that Angle won that last match. There you go, Angle. Right, we're done. We're not done, but I'm in the right place now. So, both these ladies, I believe, are on 100 ranking points. I do have the paperwork somewhere. I just messed around. There we go. So much paperwork on my desk. Right. Peyton Royce on 100 and Kairi Sane on 100 as well. Sane was in Season 2 of the Universe Mode towards the end on Carnage. However, she lost as many games, lost as many matches as she won, so it really didn't make much of an effect, really. We have a nice, strong female division here. Running Meteora straight away. They're there by Peyton Royce. And I'm glad to see Peyton Royce and Billie Kay in this game. It really does add a lot of depth to the women's division, which is something they needed, really, and it was worth doing for them as well. I still think maybe there's one or two more legends we could have got, female-wise. The likes of Victoria or... who else would be? Molly Holly is one of my favourites. I'd like to see Molly Holly get on the game. I can't really think of any, actually, when you think about it that way. Nobody who you'd really look at across the ages and think, yeah, they'll definitely be on the game female-wise. I think Trish and Lita were the obvious two, and obviously they're both on the game. You've got Alundra Blaze as well as on the game. There probably is... I had a sneaky suspicion that we could see Mae Young this year, just because the Mae Young Classic. Lovely German suplex there by Kairi Sane. Or Kairi Sane. Yeah, I had a feeling that we could have seen Mae Young this year. As part of the Mae Young Classic thing. Which would have been pretty cool. But it wasn't the direction that 2K and Ukes were looking to go. I don't know how much control WWE have over the roster on their games. I'm assuming WWE have a final say. And there we go. Billie Kay distracting Kairi Sane, allowing Peyton Royce to catch her and slam her down. And that is a reason why these two ladies are so effective together. Oh. Wow. I think Peyton could have won the match there, but she lifted Kairi Sane's head back up. Obviously trying to make a big impact here this evening. Because remember, it's only worth 5 points, but in theory it's also a 10-point swing because your opponent loses 5 points. And on this roster at the moment, this win would put the winner 4th in the rankings, in the female rankings. Of course, number 1 is Alicia Fox on 175 points, the women's champion. Alexa Bliss is 2nd with 140 points. Emma's up there with 1, 2, 3 as well, and Ivory's on 103. Everybody else is on 100. So the winner of this one is going to be guaranteed to be... the winner is guaranteed to be in 4th place, and the loser is guaranteed to be rock solid bottom of the women's ranking. So it's a really important match for both these ladies, really. As Peyton Royce now just choking Kairi Sane. I can't get out of saying it, to be honest. Kairi Sane, Leroy Sane. Leroy Sane, Kairi Sane. I can do it. Pin again by Peyton Royce, only there for a 2 count. And now Peyton may be regretting her decision to lift Kairi Sane's head up earlier on when she thought she had the match won. This would be a massive win if Peyton Royce, if she can pull this one off. I was not expecting this to be like this, to be honest. As one suplex rolls the hip and keeps the grip. The second, again, rolls the hip, keeps the grip. The trifecta is a fisherman's. But Kairi Sane, very clever there, just hooked her foot on that bottom rope just before the pin. And was able to break her way free. But Peyton Royce stalking Kairi Sane, went for that forearm, but Sane fighting back. Tell you what, the resilience of Kairi Sane is really impressing me here. I thought she could have lost this match on a couple of occasions, and all of a sudden she's in control. Taking Peyton Royce up into an Alabama slam. Now a boot right in the gut of Peyton Royce as well. Are we going to see that big elbow drop at some point in this match? Kairi Sane sending Peyton over the top and dropping it to the outside. And oh, a dive there by Kairi Sane. I think she caught Peyton as well with that dive. That was a great dive, actually. First dive we've seen so far in WWE 2K18. But Peyton getting control now and sending Kairi Sane straight into the apron. Peyton a boot in the gut of Kairi Sane now as well. Well, let's hope this is not a dodgy situation. Nice clothesline there by Kairi Sane. Of course, if this is a draw, both... What do you get for a draw? Do you both get 2 points? I can't remember what. I made it up. I made up the rules. I can't remember what they are. Both these ladies need to get back in the ring, though. Oh, come on. What are you doing? Oh, my God, the AI. They both just ran into each other for so bloody long. Right, I don't think I've even got anything down for a draw. I think a draw just leaves everything the same. No gains, no losses, I think. God, that was dodgy then. I thought we were going to have a double counter there for a second. The two of them just bounced into each other. It was insane. But we're back in the ring now. Peyton Royce up on top with a Frankensteiner on Kairi. Whoa. Okay, Peyton Royce just glitched through time and space there for a second. Frankensteiner. Kairi Sane had barely anything left in her to kick out of that, though. I think Peyton's going to have this one in the bag pretty soon. Oh no, Kairi Sane taking Peyton Royce down. Sane again with Royce on the ropes. Missed the clothesline and then gets dumped over the top. I'm quite sure what Sane's going for. She really seems to want to get Peyton Royce outside the ring. We've seen it a few times now. Russian leg sweep. I'm not happy when people get outside the ring anymore. Well, back in the ring they go then. Kairi Sane sending Peyton Royce back in. Went for the knee and Peyton rolled out the way. Oh, but she did get caught in the side of the face with that kick and another kick to the side. Taking Peyton up on her shoulder. Into the Urigoroshi. I got it right. I actually got it right, I think. Urigoroshi? I think that's right, isn't it? I think that's the first time ever in the Universe mode I've got that move name right. Kairi Sane backs away. We've seen this before. Lines up. There's the spear by Kairi Sane. Into the pin. Oh, and Billie Kay up on the apron. 1, 2, 3. Easily there, but Kay distracting the referee. Come on, Kairi. You were going to go up to the top there, and you've just stopped for some reason. Oh, stalking Billie Kay once again. Another spear. No. She went for a second spear, but Peyton reversed it into a DDT, choking Kairi out. Interesting. Very, very interesting. Peyton bringing Sane up to her feet. Suplex. Rolled into a second suplex. And now hooking the leg for the fisherman's. And again, you see Kairi just hooking that bottom rope with her leg. So intelligent. Ring positioning is incredible there by Kairi Sane. But Peyton just getting more and more and more comfortable now in this match. This is going to be a high rated match, I think, this one, you know. I'm sure it is. Sane rolling Peyton through. Bringing Peyton Royce back up to her feet. Up on the shoulders. Oh, wow. Just slammed her into the turnbuckle. Look where she's landed perfectly. No. I thought she might be looking to go for the elbow drop there, but there's the pin. Only for a 2 count. Big kick in the spine, but Peyton back up on her feet. Oh, spinning heel kick. Wow. Peyton Royce, where's this coming from? 1, 2... Only a 2 now. This has been a really good match. I'm really enjoying this one. Of course, if you do come across any matches that you believe should be in the top match playlist, then do let me know. Of course, we'll start that up as soon as we get some matches good enough. Peyton looking for that suplex again. There's the second. And now the trifecta of suplexes. Dead middle of the ring this time. No way you're going to get a rope break out of that. And Peyton Royce is victorious here over Kairi Sane. Or Kairi Sane, for God's sake. Get it right. And that is a real big victory for Peyton. I was not expecting that. And that puts Kairi Sane bottom of the female rankings. And it puts Peyton Royce in 4th. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Now, next week we are going to be deciding our women's #1 contender. In a match, which we can now announce, I suppose, because now we know exactly who it is going to be. Of course, the said Alexa Bliss is 2nd in the rankings, only behind the champion. We have got Emma, who's 3rd in the rankings, only behind the champion and Alexa Bliss. And now Peyton Royce, who is 4th in the rankings. So that's going to be a triple threat match. Royce versus Emma versus Bliss. The winner goes on to face off against Alicia Fox at our first pay-per-view for Throwdown, for the Throwdown Women's Championship. Peyton Royce instantly interjecting herself in the Women's Championship here in SWE in her debut on the show. What a run that is for Peyton Royce, who's incredibly sweaty. It's a 3.5-star match. There's no rivalry going on, so why does it even come up? I have no idea why that happens. I really don't. No idea, but it's a 3.5-star match. I thought that would have been better, to be honest. Height and drama only 600. I thought we had better than that. Wow, well, that wasn't too bad. I enjoyed that match. And here we go then, our first tag team match of the evening. American Alpha versus the Singh brothers, of course, also known as the Maharaja. The Maharaja versus American Alpha. Of course, we've got 2 tag team matches. We've got this one, and then later on this evening, we've got the Authors of Pain versus TM61. The 2 matches winners will go on to next week face each other in a chance to earn a match against Gorillas of Destiny at our first Throwdown pay-per-view for the Throwdown Tag Team Championships. I feel like American Alpha look a bit more realistic this year. I don't know. I quite like them. Of course, in real life they're split up, but I just don't understand why, because it's not worked really for either of them since. This whole Jason Jordan being Kurt Angle's son thing has just been so bizarre. It's been literally so underdone that I don't even know why they bothered in the first place. I think they must have realised how much stick they were getting and how stupid the whole thing seemed, and pulled the plug on the whole idea. But they split up a very, very good tag team in American Alpha to do that, and I think at some point, I don't know, I wouldn't be surprised if at some point we saw Shelton go a bit more singles and saw Jason Jordan come back to Gable's side. Oh, and Jinder Mahal, it looks like he's going to be coming out here with Sunil and Samir Singh. Not going to lie, not 100% sure which one's which. I have this problem with tag teams. I get confused with which one's which. It's the same, well, especially the same with the Usos. The Usos are terrible for it, but the Bushwhackers are really bad for it as well. I struggle. I'm going to have a look. See how good these cores are. Right. Wow. That is not the Samir Singh I'm looking for. Samir Singh is apparently he's an Indian runner. Okay, so Samir Singh is the guy on the right, and Sunil's on the left. Okay. Okay, that's fine. I know which one's which now. So we're starting things off with Sunil. No. Now I can't see their faces. It's difficult now. That's Samir in the ring. Okay. Start things off with Samir and Jason... No. Samir and Chad Gable. So, of course, this is a big one. Like I said, the winner of this match will get a chance to fight out next week for the number 1 contendership for the Tag Team Championships. Although the Authors of Pain or TM61 will stand in their way. The thing is, to get a championship match against the Gorillas of Destiny, you really have to earn it. And I feel like both these teams would have to earn it. I think especially... Oh, see Jinder Mahal straight away up on the apron there, distracting Chad Gable. And that allows Samir to get behind Chad and catch him with a backdrop. So we do have the full Maharaja on this roster. That includes Jinder Mahal. And of course, Jinder Mahal. That includes the Great Khali as well. And we will be seeing Jinder Mahal, the Great Khali, as part of our main event here this evening. Like I said, 8-man over the top rope battle royal. The winner goes on to face off against Mr. Perfect at the pay-per-view for the Throwdown United States Championship. Jason Jordan, for some reason, is flattening the referee. I think the referee just got in the way there. I don't think there was any malicious in that at all, was there really? I'm surprised the Singh brothers weren't on the game, to be honest. It just seems a bit odd, doesn't it? Because there was... Surely there was enough time to get them ready. They debuted early enough to even be considered as DLC. I'm glad they got a job out of it, though, to be honest. Because they were pretty good. They were pretty good in the Cruiserweight Classic. They did a job. They weren't outstanding. They weren't like the outstanding people, but they did a job, and they've actually managed to find themselves a very good place on the SmackDown Live roster. Fantastic heels. It's what's it? They're the J&J Security of this era. Because J&J Security did the same sort of thing for Seth Rollins, and now these guys doing it for Jinder Mahal. And I like it. I'm hoping they don't... I'm hoping that Jinder loses the belt soon, because it's become a little bit tedious now. It was fun when it lasted, but it become a little bit tedious, hasn't it? And but I'm hoping the whole Maharaja stay together. So Samir Singh back in the ring now, that crossbody. Now a boot in the side of the leg of Jason Jordan. You've got to also consider which one... Because let's face it, Authors of Pain are probably going to be the favourites to beat TM61, because Authors of Pain are brutish. And it makes you wonder which one of these two teams really want to get in front of Authors of Pain. Now, won't put it past the American Alpha really wanting to have an opportunity at Authors of Pain and showing them what they can do. But, on the other hand, I'm not 100% sure that the Singh brothers would really relish an opportunity to face off against the Authors of Pain, because that could be dangerous for them. However, they're really showing the American Alpha thing or two here. I've just got a picture here. When I search for a picture of the Singh brothers so I can see which one's which, I just got that picture of Randy Orton's face. Remember when he dropped one of the lads through the announce table when he faced off against Jinder Mahal? He like launched him and he bounced off the table like upside down. And Randy Orton just gave that face to the camera like, ooh. I love that face. Sunil's back up on his feet there with a stroke on Jason Jordan. Every time American Alpha and Jason Jordan get back into this match, it seems like Jinder just has the ability to distract him. And I don't know how long it's been before the referee decides that Jinder has caused too many problems. It's got to happen at some point, surely. I would also like to see at some point, I think I mentioned this before, I'd like to see maybe Kavita Devi joining the stable. Of course, she was part of the Mae Young Classic, and I was very impressed by her work, actually. Oh, come on, Gable, you had your back to that then. I really want to see if this year's American Alpha's finisher actually counts as a pin. We're going to find out here by the looks of it. Jason Jordan now dropping him into that backdrop. There's the pin. Jordan stay in the ring. 1, 2, 3. No, referee distracted by Jinder Mahal once again, now going for the pin again. And again, referee still distracted by Jinder Mahal. Referee, you've got to get Jinder out of here. He's just causing too much havoc. That match should have been won there by American Alpha. Now, I don't honestly know that if the referee is counting this then, because of, obviously at that point in time, Jinder had stopped the referee from counting. I can't believe the referee's still going to allow Jinder to stay out here, to be honest. Or is he? Is Jinder gone? Jinder might be gone, actually. I might be wrong. You see Samir desperate for a tag, and he does. No, Jinder is still there. Sunil does make it to Samir. Oh, and that hot tag did not last very long at all. Maybe it does. Trip there, taking Chad Gable down. I definitely can't tell which one's which from behind. I'm sure that is Sunil. Yeah, it is, yeah. I'll have to start printing pictures of all these tag teams so I know which one's which. The Bushwhackers really got me last year. The Bushwhackers were awful. I need tag teams that look very different. That's what I need. Because when you start wearing the same attire and so forth, that gets me as well. Same attire, same hair. I'm like, I just can't... Especially when you're like, just looking back and forth at the different screen. There we go. They switch positions into that big finisher again. Referee's down. 1, 2... And 3 in American Alpha are victorious, of course. That means 5 points each for Gordon. Gordon? Who's Gordon? 5 points each for Jordan and Gable. And, of course, 10 points for American Alpha as a team as well. And, of course, the Singhs are going to lose 5 points each. And the Singhs will also drop 10 points. Or the Maharaja in general will drop 10 points in the tag team rankings. Oh, it's 5 points. They'll drop 5 points in the tag team rankings. No, it is 10 points. Well, changed it this year. It's 10 points now. So yeah, that's when they hit it last time. We saw Jinder Mahal distracting the referee. There it is there from a different camera angle. Jinder Mahal distracting the referee before the referee was able to count. The referee was going down to count that one. That annoyed me on 2K17 because, like I said, that did not count as a pin on 2K17. It was really frustrating, that finisher maneuver. This year, it looks like they fixed it, which is good. Why they didn't fix it last year, I've got no idea. It was such a simple thing to fix, surely. And there it was a second time. Roles reversed this time. There was the pin. 1, 2, and the 3 counts. So American Alpha go on to next week to face off against the winner of TM61 and Authors of Pain. And like I said, the winner will get Gorillas of Destiny at the Throwdown pay-per-view. There we go. Good times. American Alpha victorious in a 3-star match. And here we go then, our first look at one of our cores. It's going to be Matt Riddle taking on Curt Hawkins. This Matt Riddle looks okay, actually. Last year's Matt Riddle looked a bit dodgy. This one looks better. I still don't think it's perfect. I'm going to Google his face. I'm not very good with faces, as you may have noticed already. Matt Riddle. Oh, I missed the E off Riddle. I think it looks pretty good. It's not bad. It's not perfect, don't get me wrong, but it's not bad at all. It actually looks better now, doesn't it? With the full attire in that, it looks pretty good. Because I say, it's not perfect, but it's definitely enough to get us going for now. And I like Matt Riddle. There's something about him. He's got a charisma without needing a charisma, if that makes any sense. Does that make any sense? He just has this it factor about him, doesn't he? Where he just has it's a bit like Nakamura, isn't it? Sorry, I just heard some weird noises. Oh, that's my TV. It's this music. Whatever. Has he got music, or is that just people shouting? That's weird. I've not heard that before. There's no music. Has that been like that all night? The crowd noise sounds really realistic this year. No, we do have music. Here we go. So Matt Riddle had no music then. I've not seen that before. It's just a bit weird. I just heard really quiet. I heard shouting. I was like, what the hell was that? And I realised it's actual it's the crowd noise in the game. So Curt Hawkins comes out. I like Curt Hawkins. And you know what? Curt Hawkins has made me realise that losing every week is not necessarily a bad thing. Curt Hawkins has made a job out of losing every single week, and he does a very good job of it as well, to be honest. And he's really sort of grabbed it with both hands, and he's running with it, and I think he's doing really well. It's probably not the run he wanted when he came back, but it's the run he's got, and he's thriving on it. So, yeah, he can't moan, can he? Can't moan. I dare say at some point he might get the old... what's his name? I forgot his name now. The one-man band. Heath Slater. He might get the Heath Slater treatment and get given a little bit of a push. You never know. He might turn things around. Maybe get a massive victory, completely unexpected, when he's supposed to be jobbing. And he might end up getting a bit of a push. Who knows? I'd like to see him do well in our universe mode anyway. But he's got trial by fire here, taking on Matt Riddle. One of my first 10 or 15 draft picks. So definitely quite high up the list. Of course, we've drafted him as part of a tag team, the Chosen Bros. And we will see Jeff Cobb later on in the match against Keith Lee. So both members of Chosen Bros are wrestling tonight. Both in singles competition. At the moment, it's Curt Hawkins in control. Yep. I don't think I'd ever say that either. But it is what it is. Hawkins is really in control here. Hawkins now sending Riddle off the ropes. Into a flapjack. 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 Hawkins now into a backdrop. So Hawkins, what is Hawkins on here this evening? He's doing really, really well. A lot better than what, like I said, I expected him to do here this evening. Got to give it to him. If he can pull this out the bag, that would be insane. But you see Riddle turning things around as you do. One of the funniest things I think I saw in an NXT show. I don't know if anyone remembers this, right? Who was it? Who was it? Who was it? Was it Bobby Roode? It might have been. It might have been. When Bobby Roode was in the crowd. Was Bobby Roode in the crowd that time? Well, there was one takeover event where somebody was in the crowd and the camera panned across to show that person in the crowd. And it's like, you know what they do sometimes, that they like trying to like show, oh, look who's in the crowd. He's going to be signing for us soon, sort of thing. They did that, and in the background was just Matt Riddle with like a beer, just like, "Hooray!" like that. It was just such a funny thing to see. As Riddle catching Hawkins there with the jaw breaking. Now Riddle into a gut-wrench suplex. Matt Riddle could get a very good place in our tournament we're looking at doing at some point. We're going to do some sort of ultimate fighting tournament at some point, we think, where it's going to be basically UFC-style rules, so it's going to be knockout or submission inside a cage. Which I quite like that idea. But we need to get a certain amount of calls before we can do that. And I think Riddle could definitely be involved. Of course, Riddle, former UFC, made the jump over to wrestling. Quite a lot of people have now. I think the UFC people have realised that it's probably a good way of prolonging your career, because UFC, you can only do that for so long. Get the crap beaten out of you week in, week out. You can only do that for so long before it really catches up with you, can't you? So maybe wrestling is a way to go. And, of course, Lesnar's done it. And there's quite a few others, isn't there? McGregor's always said about doing it. Ronda Rousey's looking at it. If you look at the females, you've got Shayna Baszler as well as another one have done it. They say Ronda Rousey looks like she's planning on doing it very, very soon. There's heavy rumours she's training with WWE here and there. Curt Hawkins, right hand knocking Riddle to the ground. And Hawkins now, if Hawkins can pull off a victory here against Matt Riddle, that would be insane. Hawkins is on 100 ranking points because he did not appear in any SWE. This is his debut. And Matt Riddle's on 125 points. So Riddle could have been an outside shout for this main event here this evening, but of course he was... I wasn't sure if I was going to get Riddle, to be honest. Riddle was a last-minute addition to this card. Because, yeah, Riddle was not available when I made this card. But then when I came to record it, I went back on Community Creations and found a good Riddle, a good Cobb, and a good Keith Lee. And I just had to put them all on the card. You can't not have those guys in here, can you? Nice superplex there by Curt Hawkins. It'd be interesting to see as well. Now, what I am doing, right, is I'm doing 2 universe modes per... Well, 2 universe modes per save file. Oh, wow. Curt Hawkins just completely gone crazy here. He's not having any of it, just attacking Matt Riddle with a steel chair. Wow, referee trying to stop Curt Hawkins, and Hawkins does not care. Wow, that's a really cool ending. I like that. It was a lackluster match, only a star and a half, but still, that attack by Curt Hawkins after the match is interesting. Very interesting. Wow. And I believe that might be our first ever match in SWE that's ended by DQ. That was... wow. I'm happy. I'm really happy about that. Just a little bit different every now and again, isn't it? Just something a bit different. And Curt Hawkins has definitely given us something a bit different. Minus 450 memorable moments. I like that match. It was one of my favourite matches so far. Oh, let's carry on with the card. And here is the second of our tag team matches here this evening. Authors of Pain versus TM61. The winner of this match will face off against American Alpha next week for the chance to face Gorillas of Destiny at the pay-per-view for the Throwdown Tag Team Championships. And our first look at the Authors of Pain in this universe mode as well. I think I did... did we use the Authors of Pain during the draft? I think we did, didn't we? Oh, nice. That's pretty cool then. So if you add Paul Ellering into the team, you get a different entrance. That's pretty nice. I like that. There's a few of these hidden entrances on the game that it doesn't tell you about. That's the thing that gets me. Like, for example, there's no... When you create a stable, you can't create a 4-man entrance. However, if you put Strowman, Rowan, Harper, and Wyatt all together in an 8-man tag match, the game will give you their 4-man entrance, even though you can't select it. And it was the same with Sanity. If you put Fulton in with Alexander Wolf and Eric Young and Killian Dane, you get a 4-man male Sanity entrance, which again we did not have a chance to select. So it's sort of like it gives you a hidden entrance. That's pretty cool. I like that. I feel there's some really good chances of having some interesting ways of crowning number 1 contenders yourself. I was thinking at some point what we could do is we could have a an 8-man tag match, maybe 2 tag teams on one side and 2 tag teams on the other. The winning 2 tag teams then face each other the week after to become number 1 contender. I think there's some cool stuff we could do, actually. There is some cool stuff we could do, and I like the fact we've got Tag Team TLC now available, which is nice. Bit of an interesting, different match type. And we get our first chance to look at TM61 as well. Now, TM61 were not part of the draft. This is the first time I'm actually seeing them at all on this game. Because I did stay away from quite a few of the spoiler videos before the game was released. They're looking pretty good. Looking pretty good. And I'm quite happy to have them on my roster as well. Whether they suit this roster, I'm not 100%. It might be a case they might get traded to Octane at some point in time. Might suit them a bit better, but at the moment, I'm very happy with what we got. I know PJ Toby, I think, has got a couple of swaps lined up already. And I'm hoping, I'm not going to promise, I don't even want to say it just in case, but well, I'm hoping to try and upload a special video this weekend. Our first SWE special. Now, Adrenaline's due up on Sunday. So I'm hoping maybe tomorrow on Saturday we can upload it. I'm not promising anything, but I would keep an eye out on Saturday just in case. It might end up being a little bit later, depending on how long it takes me to get it all created and done. But it'd be pretty cool. If it does get done, I'm sure it'll be a really cool thing, and you guys would really, really enjoy it. Reza now bring in... Oh, this is going to be another one of those situations that I'm not sure which TM61 is which, and I'm not sure which Authors of Pain is which. I told you I'm terrible with tag teams. I've got a feeling in the ring is Akam and Shane Thorne. That's what I'm going for. Oh, nice. Jumped at that fall-away slam into an angle slam there by Thorne on Akam. Is it Akam or is it Akam? I'm not sure. One of these two guys, I think it might be Akam, or it could be Reza. One of these two guys also came from a UFC background, so they could definitely be involved in our UFC tournament. And one that I have mentioned a few times, who's also come from an MMA background, that does surprise a lot of people, and it really surprised me when I found out, is Jack Gallagher. He has done quite a bit in the past, actually. Nice alley-oop there by Akam on Shane Thorne, bringing Thorne back up to his feet. Into the turnbuckle, and there's a big... Oh, wow. Massive strikes in the corner. Just launched him across the ring. That's a wise move, though, because he's launched him straight towards his tag team partner, but does get there in time and splits them. Of course, great tag team work there. Always staying in between your opponent and their tag team partner, and now just pushing him away from his own corner as well. Authors of Pain in firm control of this match. And the Paul Elevator effect is something you've got to pay attention to as well. Akam, nope, decided against that big dive. Shane Thorne catching him. Oh, went for that big kick, but Akam caught him as well. And a rake to the eyes. Shane Thorne now dragging Akam across the ring. Akam, Shane, you were never going to be able to pull him the whole way across like that. Never. And it's got to be disappointing for one of the teams. I'm not quite sure which one it is, but of course one of them was injured, and it was only one that was injured, not both. It's a bit disappointing for the other lad who wasn't injured that he didn't do anything on NXT for like almost a year because of that injury, and it must be so frustrating for him. You would have thought they might have used him at NXT. He probably has done like NXT house shows and that, but on NXT TV he's just been completely out of it, hasn't he, really? But I believe they did return recently. Nice superplex there by Akam. Shane Thorne again trying to make the tag and just being cut off. If Shane Thorne can get anything, there's a DDT. Can he make the tag? Oh, he's taunting instead. Now Akam makes the tag into Reza. But Shane Thorne catches him with the arm drag, and all of a sudden Thorne is on one here. Couple of clotheslines. Ducking a clothesline. There's a super kick. And a massive clothesline as well. Shane Thorne stalking Reza. Ellering up on the apron, distracting the referee. No way. Yep. Shane Thorne sits out last ride on Reza, who's huge. There's the pin. 1, 2. Oh, it's only a 2 count, of course. Reza only just come in the match, not taking much damage before that. Shane Thorne now dropping an elbow right across the face of Reza. That's not Shane Thorne, that's Nick Miller now. I'm gonna just Google it just to be sure, make sure I know what I'm doing here. Shane Thorne. Shane Thorne, yeah, Shane Thorne is, yeah, so I've got them right around. That's Shane Thorne, and Nick Miller's the one in the ring now. And this is Akam. Yeah, Akam's the one with the tattoo. I got them both right. Wow. That's not like me. To get things bloody right, is it? So it's Akam and Nick Miller in the ring now. Nice X-Plex there. Biocam bringing Nick Miller back up to his feet. There's the Snapman, a big boot in the back as well. Big spinebust there by Nick Miller, bringing Ekam back up to his feet. Into the corner. Do TM60 want to have a finish? I think they do have a tag team finish move, don't they? They do, yes. It's that big slam there. There's the pin by Shane Thorne. Nick Miller taken out. Oh, he took out Ekam. But they didn't go for the pin. DDT. You've got to go for the pin. Shane Thorne getting caught now. And has their chance gone? Or are they okay? Ekam now into the Russian leg sweep. Ekam now sending Shane Thorne into the corner. Oh, here we go. Bad times. Big clothesline. Flattening Shane Thorne. There's the pin. Ekam takes out Nick Miller. And there's the pin. And Authors of Pain are victorious over TM61. That was a good match. I quite enjoyed the tag team matches in this year's game. They've definitely stepped up a level. Definitely. There's a bit more quality to them now. This was quite good. Not quite sure why he decided to go against the pin, though, to be honest. And there was that big clothesline. And there we go. Victory! So we now know next week then we have the Authors of Pain versus American Alpha. And the winner will go on to face off against Gorillas of Destiny for the Throwdown Tag Team Championships. A 3-star match. And here is our next match of the evening then. Look at this. I'm so happy with these two, you know. I mean, don't get me wrong, again, they're not 100% perfect, but these are pretty good calls for this early point in the game. We've got Jeff Cobb versus Keith Lee, 1-on-1, in a match that I did not think was going to happen until about 2 minutes before I started recording this video. Because like most people, I come home from work and the first thing I do is put on community creations. And to see both these guys added on there was fantastic. I was really happy. Ooh, his face looks a bit rough here. It's just a... There's like a bit of a line. He looks a bit like Frank Ribery, doesn't he? Another football reference there for you guys that are in America. He looks a bit like Frank Ribery, who's got a scar down one side of his face. He looks fine when he turns away. It's just that there's a bit of a weird... You can see where the face scan is. It's been a little bit weird, but it's not bad. It's usable. I'd rather have this Jeff Cobb than no Jeff Cobb at all. That's what I'm trying to say. And I'm a big fan of Jeff Cobb. When you look at him, you think to yourself, oh, he's just a big guy. When you see him wrestle, you're like, oh my god, this is the big guy. This is a big guy who can hit a standing shooting star press and also throw you halfway across the ring and deadlift you into any maneuver he really wants to. He's just that agile and that strong. He's just an absolute specimen, this guy is. And I believe he represented America in the Olympics, or the USA if you're into that sort of anagram stuff. Yeah, he's done a good job, I think. He's done a pretty good job. I'm looking forward to seeing him here in SWE. Of course, we did not have him in... Well, we technically had him in Season 2, but since we changed the rules in Season 3, we are allowing different versions of the same person. So only different characters, not different ages. Therefore, that's why we have both Keith Lee... Not Keith Lee. We have both Jeff Cobb, and of course, over on Carnage, we have Matanza Cueto, because they are different characters, even though they're played by the same person. And here is Keith Lee, somebody who's really come into it in the last year or so. I'd never heard of him before until he started working PWG. And then I'm looking at him like, wow. Again, this guy is incredibly impressive. And this is a sort of match that I really want to see. I believe this year's Battle of Los Angeles, did it not come down to... I think this year's Battle of Los Angeles came down to Keith Lee, Ricochet and Jeff Cobb. And it was quite an entertaining one because it ended up with just Jeff Cobb and Keith Lee just throwing Ricochet around the ring. It was a real interesting little dynamic they had going on. I've not even watched this year's thingy yet, PWG. Okay, well, that's really wrong. That is really wrong. Okay, I just clicked on a link, and it's really taken me somewhere that I really did not want to go. There we go. Yeah, I'm in the right one now. So Jeff Cobb versus Keith Lee. The gloriousness. Gloriousness. The glory... I've got no idea how to pronounce it. So well, Keith Lee's looking pretty good as well. They both look really good, actually. I'm happy. They look better now than what they did when they were coming their entrances, of course. And we're going to see some real good strength being shown here. We can have some sort of Suplex City match at some point, because both these guys, look at this. Jeff Cobb straight away taking Keith Lee up for a powerbomb. Keith Lee drops out. Oh, a big clothesline meat hook there by Jeff Cobb. Went for the chop, but Keith Lee rolled out the way. A running Hurricanrana by Keith Lee. And again, that's realistic. That is what Keith Lee's about. Jeff Cobb, wow, what a German launching Keith Lee into the turnbuckle. Jeff Cobb now dragging Keith Lee away from the corner. Bringing him back up to hands and knees and dropping an axe handle across the spine. And a boot in the back as well. Jeff Cobb now bringing Keith Lee up to a kneeling base. And of course, don't forget we still have one more big match left for you here this evening. It is going to be our main event, an 8-man over the top rope battle royal. The winner goes on to face off against Mr. Perfect at the pay-per-view, the United States Championship. And it's also worth an absolute butt-ton of ranking points as well. I'm going to change it ever so slightly because it's going to be too many ranking points if I don't. Because, of course, normally we give double points to a main event, but that's just going to be too many ranking points. It would be insane, so we're not going to do it that way. Of course, that main event is going to be... The main event for me is going to be an interesting one because we get the chance to see if what I read in the build-up to 2K18 is correct. Now, I read in the build-up that people were going to be more intelligent in Royal Rumbles and Battle Royals, and they were going to work together if one of their teammates were already in there. Now, of course, the Great Khali and Jinder Mahal are both going to be in there, and they, of course, are both teammates in the same Maharaja stable. So it'd be interesting to see if they do work together, or at least avoid each other, because that's the main thing for me, because that annoyed me a lot on 2K17. People would often end up in a fight, and there's an 8-man match, or a 6-man match, of course, in 2K17, but people would end up in a fight against their tag team partner, and that's it. You're like, surely you'd try to avoid him. Some really weird noises outside my flat again. It's weird noise city around here today, I'll tell you. Keith Lee, look at the strength. Just holding a man the size of Jeff Cobb up there, letting him think about letting all the blood run to his head before dropping him in that suplex. Keith Lee bringing Cobb back up, but Cobb, oh, a headbutt on Keith Lee now as well. Into a gut wrench. Wow. These two guys, I tell you, these two freaking guys. Nice reverse DDT there by Jeff Cobb into the pin on Keith Lee. Only a 1 count. Lee kicking out. Headbutt in the spine. Keith Lee now back up into a... What is this? Oh, spins him round into the powerbomb. Shades of Apollo Crews. Knee strike in the face there by Cobb on Keith Lee. Cobb bringing Lee back up and catches him up into a choke slam. Wow, these two guys. We're going to see some insane stuff from these two guys, I think. Wouldn't be surprised if one of these two guys end up going for a championship or somewhere. But of course, this is worth 10 points against the other one. 10-point swing again. 5 points for the winner, -5 for the loser. Both these guys are 100 because they're both brand new into the universe mode. Jeff Cobb now reverse DDT once again on Keith Lee. And Cobb now just raining down the punches into Lee. I'm not seeing any blood yet in this universe mode. Jeff Cobb bringing Lee up to a kneeling base, chopped across the chest, and oh, Keith Lee catches Jeff Cobb with a jawbreaker. Spinning back fist. Off the ropes. Launches him up. The strength to launch him up that high as well. Cobb taking Lee down now, bringing him back up. There's that big front slam that could be all dead center of the ring. 1, 2, and 3. And Jeff Cobb is victorious here against Keith Lee in the opening show of Throwdown. Jeff Cobb getting himself 5 points off the board straight away. Nice. I've enjoyed that. That was a really good match. I quite enjoy the big throw style, the big suplex style as well. It's a match type that I quite enjoy, or a wrestling style that I quite enjoy. And these two guys are fantastic at it. Can you imagine we get these two guys in the ring with other people as well? And like I said, don't forget that Jeff Cobb and Matt Riddle are a tag team. A tag team that we could see winning some championships at some point. Who knows? Who the hell knows? And Matt Riddle and Jeff Cobb, two fantastic singles wrestlers as well that I'd like to see more of. But of course, they do have the tag team. It's going to be one of those situations. I had the problem last year, didn't we, with certain people where they're involved in two different things. It's difficult to keep track of what they're doing, but I don't know. I don't know. We'll figure stuff out. I feel like we could have some good matches here, though. I've got some ideas. No spoilers. What we're going to get there, then, we're going to get a 3-star match. A very good match. Oh, nice. So that's actually made... Okay, that's interesting, then. So both these guys have actually gone up in the rankings because of that match. Now, I know because I created the teams before this, but Chosen Bros were 14th in the ranking. And this victory has actually got Chosen Bros up to 9th in the ranking. Even though that, of course, I won't pay attention to the in-game rankings because they don't really work. But even though that's... well, if the in-game rankings worked, we would probably use them, to be honest. But they don't normally work. And then, even though Keith Lee lost, he still got up to 25th in the United States Championship rankings. Interesting. Talking United States Championship, let's get straight into our main event of the evening. And here we go, main event time then. We've got an 8-man battle royal. Dolph Ziggler, Hulk Hogan, the Iron Sheik, Jinder Mahal, the Great Khali, Rusev, John Cena, and Lex Luger. The winner will go on to face off against Mr. Perfect, Curt Hennig, at the pay-per-view for the United States Championship. Now, we're not going to watch all of the entrants for everyone because 8 entrances is just far too long. And I think you guys get bored as well. So we're just going to have a quick introduction to each person. So, Jinder Mahal, making his return to WWE games. Of course, we had him as a core last year. He is currently on 110 ranking points. So he's actually did a profit of 10 points in Season 2, which is actually pretty good. Some people didn't do it anywhere near that well, did they? So he'll be hoping to get off to a cracking start here in this Season 3 as well, making himself an opportunity to get the United States Championship. Second into the match is... loading. Second match is going to be his fellow Maharaja teammate, the Great Khali. Great Khali also 110 points. Now, the reason behind them having 110 points is because at the end of Season 2 of the SWE Universe mode, we saw a tag team match between the Clique versus Jinder and the Great Khali at Shabby Mania, which is worth double ranking points, and it was a victory for Khali and Jinder Mahal. So both those guys are on 110 points. And of course, the Great Khali being a massive, massive member of this match means that it'll probably be a target for a lot of people as well. I think a lot of people will be after him. And the third entrant into this match is going to be... who is it going to be? I can't remember which order I put them on the match now, to be honest. It's going to be... God, it's taken a long time, isn't it, thinking about it? It's the Great Khali. Now, this is one of the best calls I think we've... Great Khali. The Iron Sheik. This is one of the best calls I think we've got so far. I'm very happy with this one. And of course, one of my ideas, if you've not seen the draft, definitely go back and check it out if you get 3 hours of spare time, you know. It's a bit difficult to do that, isn't it? But if I really wanted to do some sort of angry foreigner situation, didn't I? That was my plan. Where we'd see a lot of foreign anti-Americans and a lot of pro-Americans in this United States Championship picture. And Iron Sheik is definitely one of those guys. And of course, he is on this roster alongside a tag team partner of... Who was it? I get confused. It's not Ivan Koloff, is it? It's the other one. Nikolai Volkov. Nikolai Volkov. Entrant number 4 into this match is going to be Rusev. Rusev Pachka. Rusev Vidria. Good old Rusev. I like Rusev. I think he's underutilized in WWE. I really do. I want to see him pushed on to the next level though if I can. Well, someone just released all the women's annual pay on Twitter. It's quite interesting reading, actually. Wow. Very interesting reading. Let's just say that Emma is on about a quarter of what a lot of the other ladies are on. Wow, it's still not bad anyway, any stretch of the imagination, don't get me wrong, but... Right, entrant number 5 into this match. That's going to be a first for our pro-Americans, but we've had 4 anti-Americans. God, it's taking a long time to load, isn't it? Rusev. Here we go. Our first pro-American is going to be... Who is that? I don't know who it is. I can see the flames. I'm trying to figure out who it is now. Oh, it's Hulk Hogan. It's Hulk Hogan. Again, not the best core in the world, but definitely usable for now. And this is a real all-American. The sort of man you want to be going for that United States Championship, isn't it, really? As we look at entrant number... Oh, his hair's disappeared. It's amazing how long a Hulk's hair's been gone for. My God. I always wondered about his hair, like, because if you were that bald, you would not grow your hair, would you? I know he looks a bit like Shakespeare, but you wouldn't do it, would you? As entrant number 6 is going to be John Cena. John Cena then currently on 135 ranking points. Had a good time in 2K17. And looking to continue building on that here in 2K18. If a man like Cena got hold of the United States Championship, we could see a very long run indeed for him. And it's a very good chance of winning tonight. He's one of the highest rated in this match, so it's not completely out of the odds to expect him to win this one. Entrant number 7 in this Battle Royal is gonna be Mr. Dolph Ziggler, wearing his American trousers, which is quite nice. To be honest, I didn't have him planned to be as part of this pro-American side until I realised that he's wearing his trousers he wears in the game are like an American flag, which I thought was pretty cool. Which apparently is against the Constitution. I might be wrong on that. I saw someone saying that the other day. That apparently part of the Constitution, is it Constitution? In America is that you do not deface the flag by using it as clothing or something like those sort of lines. Yeah, I have to have a look into that one. Don't need to look into it, I suppose, do you? But, you know, never float your boat if you're into that sort of thing, you know. I'm going to shut up now. So Summer Rae gets paid more than Paige, Nia Jax, Emma, Dana Brooke, and Alicia Fox. I've not seen Summer Rae in like over a year anyway, have we? Poor Summer Rae. And the 8th and final entrant into this match is somebody who had a great time on PJ Toby's roster on Mayhem on 2K17. It is Mr. Lex Luger. Eventually. There he is. So we managed to get a different attire for Lex Luger off Community Creations. We've got the USA attire from 1994, which I think definitely suits this style we're looking for. And I'm looking forward to seeing exactly how this match pans on and who it is going to be who gets the opportunity to face off against Mr. Perfect Curt Hennig at our first Throwdown pay-per-view, which I keep calling our first Throwdown pay-per-view because I've not yet thought of a name for it. That's the only reason why. As Jinder straight away trying to eliminate Lex Luger. Oh God, Lex is gone already. Wow. Lex Luger has gone already. I'm just stunned by the speed of that, to be honest. Jinder Mahal looks like he's on one here this evening, as now Rusev and Cena looking to work together to eliminate the Iron Sheik. This is going to be really... This match is going to be really bloody quick here, isn't it? How is this match so quick? I've not done a proper battle royal yet, I don't think, so I didn't realise how quick these matches are going to be. And Ziggler's on the verge of going as well. Ziggler holds on, though. So we have 2 people eliminated already. 1 pro-American, 1 anti-American. And we're actually split off into pro-America, anti-America pairs as well, which is pretty interesting. Hulk Hogan versus the Great Khali. Modern day Hogan versus Andre. As Rusev now trying to eliminate Cena. And Rusev again trying to eliminate Cena. Has him up in the air. Oh, wow. Ziggler's gone. Ziggler went to try and clothesline the Great Khali over the top. And Great Khali just launched him over the top of the ropes himself. I was not expecting this match to be so quick. Because in 2K17, the Battle Royals went on for quite some time, didn't they? No. It turns out what I read was not correct then. As Jinder Mahal starts attacking the Great Khali. And there goes Rusev. No, Rusev holds on and slides back in underneath the bottom rope. We are down to our final 5. One of these 5 guys will go on to face off against Mr. Perfect Curt Hennig at our first pay-per-view in a couple of weeks' time. Of course, we do have the Mayhem pay-per-view for you first, and potentially a special episode, like I said, maybe tomorrow. As Jinder Mahal trying to eliminate Khali. There he goes. Khali's gone. We're down to our final 4. 2 pro-American, 2 anti-American. Running knee strike there, and Khali, you see, very disappointed there. He's a bit surprised that his partner Jinder Mahal went after him like that. So that obviously shows me that what I read was incorrect then about teams working together in Battle Royals and Rumbles. I didn't think it sounded right. It was a really good thing. I'm hoping it was implicated, but it didn't sound right to me. I want to really see as well a Rusev face run at some point. I think a Rusev face run with Lana could be a very, very good thing. I think they could be such good baby faces. Because Rusev has fantastic timing. And Lana has great rapport with the crowd as it is anyway. She could get Rusev over in no time. But Vince is obsessed with having Rusev as the angry heel. Then again, I can't take the piss because that's exactly what I'm doing here. Having Rusev as the angry foreigner. Cena telling Jinder he can't see him. And then drops a fist right in his face. See, Hogan just suits this so much. Hogan fighting against the angry foreigner. It's just, it's been developed for him, isn't it, really? So we're down to our Fatal 4. Our Final 4. I'm sure Perfect is sat backstage watching this, wondering who it's going to be he'll be facing off against next, a couple of weeks' time. It'll be his first defense of the championship as well. He only won it at Shabby Mania away from Samoa Joe, wasn't it? Cena now taking Rusev up on his shoulders. Looks for it. Attitude adjustment over the top. Oh my god, Rusev's back hit the ground so hard. We're going to get a replay of that one. There we do. A replay of Cena Death Valley drivering or attitude adjustmenting Rusev over the top rope. We're down to our final 3. Cena, Hogan and Jinder Mahal. Jinder lining Cena up against the ropes, and now Jinder looking to eliminate Cena, and there goes Cena. We're down to just Jinder Mahal and Hulk Hogan. Wow, if Jinder Mahal won this. If Jinder Mahal freaking won this, that would be insane. It really would, but it's very possible at the same time. Hogan versus Jinder. The winner of this one is going to get 40 ranking points for winning an 8-man match. Hogan currently on 95. We'll get him up to 135. Jinder on 110. We'll get him up to 150. Hogan there, belly to belly slam, taking Jinder Mahal down. Now Hogan bringing Jinder back up to his feet. Up on his shoulders and launches him over the top. Hogan, there's the atomic leg drop by Hulk Hogan on Jinder Mahal. Hogan, oh, Jinder playing possum there, catching out Hogan. No selling the atomic leg drop. back rape there by Jinder Mahal on Hulk Hogan. And a backbreaker as well. Jinder really going for Hogan here. Elbow to the spine. And Jinder really working over the back of Hogan as well. What has Jinder got planned now? Slamming Hogan face first into that turnbuckle. Does Jinder have enough left in the locker to throw Hogan over the top? He's gone. Hogan has gone. Jinder Mahal is victorious in the 8-man Battle Royal. And Jinder Mahal is going on to face off against Mr. Perfect Curt Hennig for the United States Championship at our first pay-per-view. Wow. Wow. Jinder Mahal, I'm not going to say Jinder Mahal was the worst in that match, by no stretch of imagination. They're all pretty high rated, but Jinder was not the highest rated, I must say. Obviously both Hogan and Cena were in the 90s. And the rest all late 80s, so it's well-deserved win by Jinder. Like I said, he's going to get himself 40 ranking points. He's going to be up to 150 ranking points, which is going to put him in a very strong position for the United States Championship, and also a very strong position to maybe even go for the main event championship afterwards. It was a 4-star match, an amazing match apparently, and a match that has confirmed Jinder Mahal's place at the pay-per-view. But be interested to see what Great Khali's reaction is to being thrown out by Jinder. That'd be very interesting to see that one, but we might see that over the next few weeks. Of course, if you have enjoyed this episode, please do like and subscribe, as we are now at the end. I've been Shabby Gamer, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you very, very soon for our next episode of the SWE Universe Mode. Maybe tomorrow. I'm not confirming it yet, but maybe tomorrow there'll be a special episode up on Saturday. But definitely back on Sunday for our first episode of Adrenaline. I've been Shabby Gamer, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you very, very soon for our next episode of SWE. Bye. I'm sure I always duplicate that twice.
The 1, 2, 3.